and they would edit the headline to add the identifier number, and then also update the sheet with the proposal
Hmm.
and the links, like the phase 1 link and phase 2 link. Um, and then, so really, we're kind of hammering down that, I guess it seemed as a workflow, the proposer submits the proposal per the template, and then the mods and the admins essentially assign the identifying number and then update the master spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And same with kind of phase 3. If it, at the end of the week, whatever proposals in phase 2 passed, then the mod admin would essentially copy and paste the GitHub integration from the proposal,
Hmm.
and then um, update the spreadsheet with the GitHub Firefly link, and then whenever that vote finalized, the mod admin would put the whether it passed or failed.
Yeah, cool.
Is that kind of what you were thinking to have like we're just thinking? I don't, were you thinking Google Sheet? Does that seems to be what the IF uses with community?
Yeah, Google Sheet works very good. We could also do a Notion page or something, which all in the end works the same way. Maybe Notion is even because with Notion you always have a proper website. Yeah, you have a proper URL, which is publicly visible. Uh, Google Sheet, yeah, would be the same, but this is something that really up to what works best. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and then now that we have the 20% treasury, I mean, I
Hmm.
imagine that after doing the treasury, we could probably then start using some of those funds to actually build a governance web page,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
may have reputation and may have web forms, and make it
Yes.
really nice,
Yeah.
kind of
Then
somewhat like Polkadot has. Um,
yeah. Yeah. You can then really build up put some money towards some proper front end devs that can really build some dashboard and put some analytics there and all kind of stuff. That's a really cool task once funds are out there to
mhm,
have some people really putting some love into the whole system and making it
mhm,
really easier approachable. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what we kind of discussed
Yeah.
with that workflow, and whatever sheet works best, whatever people want. I've got no
That
bias in it.
same here. Yeah.
Just as long as it can run a formula to create the new identifier, and then Andy was looking at that. He thought there's like a way to assign badges, and maybe that way to assign badge would, he
Hmm.
thought, could maybe basically create the identifying number anytime someone submits a proposal. So I bet there's still some Discord stuff once we get into it that we'll maybe be
Yeah.
able to play around with
Yeah,
and
we will
find.
have to see if this stuff like this works and if we really need it. Um, I mean, in the end, I mean, having an picking number two after number one and then picking number three after number two shouldn't be too much difficult task. I don't see us having uh, 48 proposals in 6 months or something like this. That's not
Right.
going to happen. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
was it?
I
Miss
think
anything, Asa?
Asa, you wanted to show shortly what you talked about yesterday, what JD just described actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just shared this slide with you in case you were gonna share your screen with the slides, but I could also do it. I could also share this slide, just what I sent you on Slack today that I wrote down from our meeting yesterday,
Yeah.
because I think it's like maybe helpful if we go through it, like you can see on the screen what we
Yeah.
talked about as well, so
Yeah.
everyone
Maybe.
can come with remarks or
Yeah. Just
other
share it, huh?
suggestions.
You
Yeah.
can do
Okay.
screen share. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Just give me 1 second. So
There we
I think you
are.
can see the slide now, right?
Yes.
And then I'll just take slideshow so it comes. So now you see it whole screen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So should we start this, or do you want to do an introduction first
No,
for the
start,
meeting?
start, start. I'm already recording. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I will just go through this. So this is basically what what we discussed yesterday in the meeting with JD and Andy. So this is like again confirming the proposal flow, but this time including this integration of the proposal template or like this topic that you will have to create then for a proposal. So basically and please if you if you have any remarks while I'm talking, just feel free to interrupt or give a shout. So basically, the first step is that the proposal submitter makes the post in the governance proposals phase 1 subcategory. Next step, it will be approved by the moderator if the post meets the guidelines, and upon that, it's going to be viewable by everyone. So not until it's approved by the moderator, everyone else is going to be able to see it, this post. And then as the third step, it is the responsibility of the proposal submitter to keep an eye on when the proposal has received the 50 positive votes or likes. So this is his responsibility. And when he sees that it has, the proposal submitter will access a pin topic in the governance proposal phase 2 category. And this is what includes kind of the same content as we were reviewing last meeting in the Shimmer proposal template, which now is a Google Doc. So then the proposal submitter will create a topic in this subcategory, governance proposals phase 2 category, with this pinned topic as a template. So basically you will copy paste what is in this pinned topic and fill out with all the necessary information for the proposal. And in there, the proposal submitter will also have to add the link to the phase 1 proposal so that the moderator can go in and verify that this post actually got 50 positive votes / likes. And then step number 5, when the proposal submitter submits this topic, the moderators will automatically receive a notification, and in there they can go and verify what I mentioned, that it has enough positive votes like in the phase 1 post. And then if this proposal is successful in the phase 2, the moderators will then assign the unique identifier number and no, sorry, not phase 2 yet, and it will log this unique identifier number to the phase 2 proposal to a master sheet. And this master sheet we were discussing yesterday in the meeting, and it could basically be a Google sheet that can be public to everyone to view, but it should only be managed by the moderators or admins, only possible to edit by them. And this is basically then a sheet that is a long list of every unique identifier number, and every unique identifier number that has been used will have then tied to them summary of the proposals, link to the phase 1, phase 2 posts, and also phase 3 if it went that far, etc. And then the moderator will approve the proposal for phase 2, and the voting will start. So basically it is the moderator that will add the unique identifier number as a heading to this topic that was created by the proposal submitter when he created this topic after getting enough positive votes like in phase 1.
Perfect. Yep. Sounds for me very like doable and reasonable, and shouldn't be a big issue, a big task. Yeah, we always want to also look that the moderators don't get overloaded with too much stuff there, but this is, I think, easy manageable. And as we discussed already, this can be a Google Sheet or maybe a Notion, a Notion table or something, whatever works best for the people that use it.
Yeah,
Cool, cool.
perfect. Thanks.
Yeppa. Um,
So I wondered what have you guys discussed yesterday because I couldn't attend the action group meeting, unfortunately.
Yeah, so basically, what I just went through now, that was what we discussed.
yeah.
Okay, right. Just because it looks pretty similar to what we had before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we discussed a smart form and just to see, but we just figured it's probably best with the template. The real key was what are going to be the roles and responsibility of who assigns the proposal identifying number, and then who updates the kind of master log sheet, Google Sheet or Notion. And we figured so proposer basically takes the template, fills in their information like they said, submits topic in phase two. That's going to flag a moderator and admin to review and approve it. When they then review and approve it, they would be editing the headline of the phase two to then add the phase two identifying number, as well as they would pull that identifying number from the Google Sheet, and then they'd add to whatever columns we have, such as maybe proposal summary, phase one link, phase two link, etc. Um, so the moderator admins would be in charge of updating the master kind of log sheet and then putting the identifying number, which also would help. So like, let's say someone was rushing and they clicked approve, um, we could easily look through the phase two topic in discourse. And if we see any proposals without a unique identifying number, then we easily know that someone just made a mistake and forgot to add an identifying number and click approve, or didn't actually put it in the master log sheet. So pretty decent check and
Yeah.
balance there.
Okay, so so just to recall, so there's a template, for example, a copy and paste so a copy and paste template you just need to edit as proposer. Then
Right.
you like make your phase one category post, and when you think it's ready, you've received your likes, then you can repeat this step, but for phase two this time. But you need to like put it
You
into phase one.
you don't need to use the template in phase one, Werner. Template is only for
Right.
phase two. Phase one,
Okay.
you can keep it simple as a normal discussion and just start a topic without having this formal requirements of all the template stuff. But
Yeah.
once you want to go to phase two, then it should follow the template structure with all the fields and everything ready and prepared so that you have a structured proposal in phase two. But phase one, you can basically just start with a simple post and then see where the discussion leads.
All
Yes.
right. That also sounds better to my
Yeah.
opinion because then it makes less work for
Uh,
the
Yes, and also for the proposer.
proposer.
If you just want to propose an idea and you just want to discuss it, and after 5 days you figure out, okay, there was like, you don't need to put so much effort into starting
Yeah.
some idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's also like only when the proposal comes to phase two that it will be assigned a unique identifier for. So then is
Yeah.
when you start using a form, then you also get this unique identifier number. It becomes more formal, but phase one doesn't have anything of that.
All right.
Goody
One
good.
question regarding the vote in the phase two proposal. I guess this vote would be added by an admin then,
Um.
or by a mod, because like when I feel like my proposal is ready now, I'm going to
Mhm.
submit it there, but it's still 4 days till phase two voting starts.
Yeah. Um.
These votes would have to start all at the same time.
Yes, they would all start at the same time, and basically the vote, the poll always starts once the post gets published. So what I think we should then establish is that there's a mod on always available on Monday that basically approves the posts on Monday so that the poll starts at a predefined time. And then the poll ends basically because what you can do in the poll is you can set an end date and time. So you can basically set the end of the poll to next Monday 4 p.m. And the poll starts whenever the post gets approved by the admin. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
and so the what
In this case, I
yeah
think we need some internal system to. I would like say we should pre-approve them internally.
yeah
Like, hey, you're good to go, but it's not public yet
mhm,
because it's not Monday yet.
yeah.
So
So it,
just
keep it
category,
unlisted or
or we
something
use,
like this. Yeah.
or we just use those identifiers and say anything that has an identifier is good to go.
Mhm. Yeah, I think this is something, like you said, that the mods can get an internal workflow on that, what works basically best, so that you have
Mm.
the polls starting on Monday around 4 or before 4 p.m., but on Monday, but they don't need to start on Sunday or something. That all the polls that go live start on Monday afternoon thing, once published by a moderator, and they will last then the 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have to like put up a hint which time to use for the people creating the post.
Yes. Yeah, I mean the
Because
official yeah
also time zones and that shit.
yes
Because
official
this
start
looks like
is
a point of pain to me
yeah off
finding those.
no official start is defined as Monday 4 p.m. UTC, and then it will last 7 days till next Monday 4 p.m. UTC. This is currently what is used, and I think we said we also want to have it submitted 24 hours, latest 24 hours before that, so it would need to be
Yeah, at least to surely be included.
yeah
After this is up spot, if we say I
yeah
mean what kind of reviewing policy we are going to have, like two people, I guess I could see that two independent people look over it
mhm.
if they see like 4 eyes principle. So, but if it's like only 12 hours in and we can still do it, then we do it. But if, for example, there's only one guy available,
Yeah, it's not guaranteed if it's coming in this 24-hour window already. Yeah.
yeah,
Good. From my side, one thing I wanted to ask or to talk about today was the thing with the counter proposal. I've started to draft some text how it could work, but I would like to go through this whole thing with the group to see what would be the best flow of this whole thing. Um, if we let's suppose it like this: you have a proposal going on, phase one discussion, everything looks really fine, but you have a group of people that really say, okay, that's an important topic, but we basically want to do something different. Yeah, so we also want to tackle this, but our proposal is different than the proposal by the original submitter, and we are basically submitting a counter proposal to this one to bring forward a different idea of how this whole thing should be handled. So basically, then let me see. I share my screen. Where do I have it? Basically, then the question is, how long do we allow counter proposals? So I think as long as everything is in phase one, and somebody says, okay, I want to do it differently. This is a counter proposal to proposal XY. Then you have basically two proposals live. If the counter proposal fulfills all the requirements, same like this, then it works. And also, then very likely one will reach the 50 likes before the other. So basically, once you have reached your 50 likes, you could request it to become a phase 2 poll. So what I think would be useful is to define that as soon as there is a counter proposal approved in phase 1, um, everything that would be ready to go to phase 2 will need to wait one circle. This would be 2 weeks until it can go to the final to the polling. Yeah, so that you basically have a proposal already ready to become a poll, but there's a counter proposal, and then you have basically give the counter proposal 2 weeks time to reach also enough upvotes or likes, so that basically it would also become a poll, and then you will have a poll with the two options and the option of make no changes as always. Yeah. So basically you will have to decide in this in the phase 2 poll between the two proposals, and only one then will go to Firefly as the one that will be voted on by the voters. So that was my initial idea around this whole thing, but I would like to hear some opinions on that.
Are you saying that once a proposal reaches phase 2, if it hasn't had a counter proposal
Yeah.
submitted, then there can't be a counter proposal submitted?
Yes. Yes. That's what I was thinking, because kind of otherwise you have this thing of okay, because people are already in a poll, and the poll will be 7 days, and so then somebody comes up with a counter proposal which has maybe not even reached enough likes or something. So this would be a way of really um, delaying a process.
So, because
I
we
have
we talked
had
about two things. One,
Mhm.
I don't think everyone's going to be necessarily paying attention to phase 1 discussions and proposals. Where again, if we remember, in Discord, we'll see phase 1 proposals and phase 2. Again, just me personally,
Mhm.
I'll probably only pay attention to phase 2 proposals, because to me that's okay. Hey, here's something that's about to go to Firefly. Now, I think I think in that sense, then there may be even Cappy's proposal. I mean, I didn't realize that was even going on until it got so much, discussion, which I think would happen in a phase 2 type way. But I agree that we got to prevent a constant loop of, okay, a proposal goes to phase 2, and then someone puts a counter proposal that stops it, starts a poll runoff. Someone puts another counter proposal that stops it, puts a runoff. I mean, we can't have that.
Yeah.
So I know we had discussed that, you know, in phase 1, people can do counter proposals, no problem.
Mhm.
Once one or uh, poll runoff goes to phase 2, the 7-day clock starts. And
Yeah.
then people have to get their counter proposal with that 50 likes within that 7 days. And if they do, then it goes to a poll runoff. But once that 7 days is up, no more counter proposals can be submitted.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
we
that's
can
cool.
have
Yeah.
5, but
yeah.
but you made me think about is how do we, when you were talking about that, it made me think about how do we as mods and admin know what is a counter proposal and what isn't. So what might be a good thing too, potentially in the template, is if we say, is this a counter proposal? If yes, then provide a link to the proposal that this
Yeah.
counter proposal is connected to. And that way, rather than someone saying, well, I think we should do 30% supply increase, we might just not know that that's an actual counter proposal,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
We might
it
simply
needs to
think that's a
be
proposal.
it needs to be stated basically, but this is I put it here to say basically you need to name it counter proposal to the proposal number blah 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 blah, or
Yes.
to the link.
Yes.
You have to put the link and you really have to state that this is a counter
Yeah.
proposal. Otherwise it just doesn't count as
Right.
as anything.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but
then
the 7 days
so
it's good, yeah.
yeah. So someone can still do it in phase one. So if there's a proposal and then a counter proposal in phase one and they both reach 50 likes, those two would go to a poll runoff for 7 days.
Yeah.
If a counter proposal comes in, then we would do a poll runoff. But that 7 days, once anything, a poll or a poll runoff goes to 7 days, there's only that 7 day window where we can't go into an endless loop
Yes.
of
Yes. Yeah. So
delay.
let's think you have the poll running for 7 days, and may basically is successful. But in these 7 days, a counter proposal comes in. This means the poll ends after 7 days, but within the 7 days, the other proposal needs to reach 50 likes. If it has reached the 50 likes, it will then go to a new poll between both proposals. So the first one will be delayed for maximum 7 days to wait for the phase one proposal, and then they basically will have another poll again with both options.
Right. And I
Yeah.
guess if let's say
Mhm.
two different proposals were submitted to phase two. One lasts 7 days. Let's say someone put a counter proposal in, but they only got 45 likes.
Mhm.
Didn't meet the 50 like threshold. So that proposal that was submitted in phase two after 7 days, if it gets 100 votes, goes on to Firefly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If in the other situation, a phase two proposal gets submitted and then a counter proposal gets submitted, so they're within the 7 days, counter proposal gets over 50 likes,
Yeah.
then it goes to we wait the 7 days to see if there's any other counter proposals.
Mhm.
And then after that 7 days, we do a poll runoff. And the majority,
Yeah.
let's say we had 3 runoffs, whatever the majority is, would go on to Firefly.
Would go on to fly. Okay, cool. That's
So the runoff is simple. Whoever there's 5 options, for example, and which option gets the highest wins, right?
Yeah. I would
yes.
say so.
Yes. Yes.
And then,
Also, is there a special phase two? Is there one phase two vote for the other proposals, for the counter proposals, or do they instantly go into the runoff without a phase two? A regular vote which requires 100 likes votes.
That's a good question.
yes,
I would say they will automatically. I mean, they have to pass the phase one requirements, of course.
Yeah, that's
But
clear.
but if they have passed the phase one requirements, then they will go in a runoff with the other
well,
one, and still only if they get their 100 votes, um, they will they will if they win the poll as simple majority and they get the 100 votes in support of it, then the thing is won and will go to Firefly.
well, do you do
So
you do you want 100 votes in the poll runoff for the winner, or would you say aggregated 100 votes of all? So, like, let's say there's A, B, C, or do
Mhm.
nothing. If A, B, and C combined equaled 100 votes, then whatever won simple majority, even if it was just 51 on A, but it still goes to Firefly. See what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
that 100 minimum all of a sudden becomes more difficult to reach if there's multiple options.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, also there's, of course, if you like say, yeah, like, I like to take this Shimmer example. There's one proposal that says increase it by 10, one increase it by 20, and a third one increase it by 30. Now, let's say each of these options gets 20%, but the do nothing option gets 40%. What do we do then?
I would say the do nothing option wins in this case. Yeah, that's like it's difficult, but then basically better reset the process. Um, come back to the beginning actually, and try to do it all together, because it's really difficult to define this. If you have something like this with the supply, then it might be that you can still say, okay, everybody is for a kind of supply increase, and it was just about which specific number. But some proposals might be different, and then it would make really a different if you say, okay, the options are they belong together, even if they don't belong together. Yeah, so maybe somebody wants to stop inflation, and somebody else wants to I'm just muting you, Danny Arms. Um, yeah, so maybe you have a topic that somebody wants to implement something on a specific way. And then somebody else makes a counter proposal that says, yeah, I want to implement it also, but completely different. And then you would have the option make no changes. So you can't always combine um, just the two positive votes, even if they're not really, they might be completely opposing each other, and still,
let me give
yeah.
Let me give an example. If we took Cappy's proposal, which turned 46% do nothing and 54% do a 20% increase, but that was only option A. If we had option B, let's just say, for whatever reason, do
Mhm.
a 10% increase, that 54% that voted to do an increase now might get split 30%, 24%.
Yeah.
So now the do nothing actually wins.
Yes.
But in reality, the majority wants in the supply increase. They just can't really agree on which type of increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So,
is
so,
also
so it
what.
would really change things if we said, "Oh, do nothing is the majority at this point, so we do nothing." So I think there's two options. Either A, we could take the top two, or the top. Well, sorry, let me say, we could take the majority within the poll runoff and do another week of that one versus do nothing. Now we're looking at 3 week total. Or
I would actually do the other way around and say the proposal, let's assume the initial proposal has passed its phase 2 vote. Now we have the counter proposal pass its phase 2 vote as well. And then in the runoff, there is no do nothing option anymore because both proposals already passed over that option.
oh, I like that. I
That's a
like
good
that.
idea, Werner. That's a nice,
So
because this will really avoid this
yeah.
um this nasty thing. Because like the examples you made were really good, but I can imagine proposals that have really complete different meanings, but would still be counted as a counter proposal. Yeah, so you can say, okay, one proposal says all moderators in Discord needs to be approved by the IOTA Foundation, and the other one says all moderators in Discord needs to be approved by the community. Yeah, so the one is a counter proposal to the other, but you can't say, okay, everybody wants the same, just different ways. Yeah, so but removing the option of make no changes is actually a good thing. So basically,
I
this
also
would.
thought this
Mhm.
might also work if there's only like a partial conflict between two proposals.
Yeah.
Like one proposal says we build a treasury with 10% and give IOTA EDF 5%, and then the other one comes, no, yo, we give the EDF 10%, but also
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a fund for ICOs
Yes.
position. In this
Yes.
case, there would only be a dispute on the EDF,
Hmm.
and the other two things could stay independently because that's not conflicting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both
Yeah. Yeah.
proposals have passed its phase 2,
Yeah.
so that's good.
So then this means if we would do it like this, it would mean that okay, you have the first proposal has passed phase two, the poll, so that is already kind of approved. Then instead of directly doing a counter proposal with a runoff, we would basically let the counter proposal has its own poll without the other option, that it just needs to reach the 100 votes. And then after this, we would put the two options together in one poll to make a final decision on it. Yeah. It would
Well,
just would
Something you
just
can,
take
hold on.
would take 1 week more time. Yeah.
Wouldn't it
yeah,
just
something you
be
can do. You could do the runoff right as the proposal already starts, and any, like say we have three options. One was the initial and two counter proposals. Then we have the phase 2 vote for option B, the phase 2 vote for option C, and the runoff at the exact same time. And if one of these proposals doesn't pass, the option is void.
what? It to me, it's just sounding a little complicated and a lot of voting. Which
Hmm.
people have mentioned that if there's too many votes, it's almost becomes like desensitized to it. But what if? Okay, so a proposal goes to phase two. Um, the main proposal, the first proposal. Um, and it does that 7 days. And that 7 days, that's the time that any counter proposals get their 50 likes in phase one.
Yeah.
Now, in that phase two proposal, if it hits 100 votes, then it would go to a 7 day poll runoff in the majority with no option of do nothing.
Yeah.
But then whoever wins that majority goes on. Where the counter proposal is always tied to that main proposal. Now, if that main proposal doesn't get 100 votes, then there is no poll runoff. There's no, all counter proposals basically just have to then resubmit as their own proposal. See what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
there'd still be. Can we mute Danny Arms, please, or Danny Ames?
Oh, I will mute. Yes. I'll do a server mute. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So that way, like rather than doing like, okay, this counter proposal goes to a phase two to see if it reaches 100 votes, and that counter proposal, I mean, really, it's all the foundation is the main proposal. Whatever that main proposal is, if that reaches 100 votes, then essentially that, again,
Yeah.
I like the word
Yeah.
intent. That proposal with that intent will be going on to Firefly, and then we just need to do a 7 day counter proposal runoff, and whatever majority wins uh, goes on to Firefly. That rather than doing
Yeah. I
we
think
have
that
2 weeks
sounds.
rather than
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
weeks.
That really will reduce a lot of voting. But I really like the idea of yeah, removing the option of make no changes. That we should remove
Mm-hmm.
this because this will make things much easier and clearer, especially. Um,
Mm-hmm. That way, in
that
Cappy's
sounds good.
proposal or
Yeah.
Werner's proposal of if the first proposal says hey, and again, someone that does a counter proposal, they would be saying, hey, I'm submitting a counter proposal. Like, if you want this counter proposal to go to a runoff, you need to vote that phase two proposal through now that we have 50 likes.
Mhm.
So whoever wants the counter proposal will understand that they also have to support the main proposal
Yeah.
to get to the poll runoff. And then once that poll goes to the runoff, if it's Cappy's proposal, sometimes people have different ways to get the increase, and then
Mhm.
whichever majority wins gets implemented.
Okay,
Yeah.
basically I like this. What does others feel? I think that's a good alternative. Um, yeah, yeah. So basically, somebody who wants to make a counter proposal has time during the whole phase one and during the 7 days poll to submit something. The question is then, yeah. Basically, no. You have to get the 50 likes in phase one during the 7 days. Yeah. Otherwise it is just spam. Yeah. Because you can still
Yeah.
say, okay, there is a poll going on. On the last day I submit my counter
Right.
proposal, blah 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 thing, but
Right.
this will not do anything if it doesn't receive enough likes to would
Right.
be accepted as a phase two poll itself. Yeah.
And I mean, it should be for someone to stop an ongoing proposal that has community backing. It shouldn't necessarily be easy,
Yes.
and it should be up to that person to really
Mm.
push themselves to get involved
Yeah,
and get it
especially if
going.
you come basically late to the process in phase
Yeah.
two, the other one is
Yeah.
already in a poll. Um, you have really missed the boat until if you haven't figured out that you want to do a counter proposal to this until it reaches phase two already. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Hmm.
cool. That has cleared a lot of stuff for me, so I can put this together as a text and then we can basically review this again. Um, what else? I think if we have nailed this counter proposal thing down, everything else looks really nailed down from my side, I think.
Yeah, I think. Have you, Philo, gotten back from IF Engineering like a real
Not
specific?
yet. Yeah.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. Dave just came back yesterday from holiday, so
Okay.
this is something I'll start working on this week, getting everybody together. That basically I want to have a more detailed list um, um, with more defined, detailed topics on it that will make it much easier for us to decide
Hmm.
basically, is this a topic that can be part of governance or not? Because I don't want to have us running every third proposal to the IF engineering and ask basically, is this something that we can vote on or not? Yeah, so that's
Right.
something
Right.
we really should avoid, and I get them submitting a pretty detailed
Good.
list of topics. Yeah.
And then I think if maybe you can get with Asa, and I think in our minds we understand the poll runoff. It's kind of hard to, but if we can get that poll runoff into that PDF
Into
that
the
Asa
yeah.
building, then I think we're done with that, really.
Mhm.
Um, and it's kind of complicated. I don't know how it would get involved, like get integrated, but I'm sure
Yeah,
you guys can
it
handle it.
might require an extra slide, but I think will work fine. Yeah,
Yeah, then we'll
Yeah.
have that. Um, let's see.
cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's. Oh, one thing. So maybe Thursday. Would it be worth maybe if we had that PDF finished, we can go over that. And also, either between now and then, we try like a phase one proposal, go into phase two. So Andy was checking on discourse, and I know we've done some posts, so we're just trying to make sure that the triggers on the moderators and the admin is working properly. Have we tested that, or could we maybe test
Oh
that?
yes, we can. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
test that. We should maybe really um, set up something. I mean, basically, we can just. I can do a couple of posts. I'll add some
yeah,
tags. I'll add
yeah,
a phase one tag and a phase two tag. That should
yeah.
automatically trigger a notification for all the mods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see if this works.
Yep. And
Yep.
then,
Yeah, and just so you know, you guys, there you have to kind of activate two sets. One is saying that I want to get notifications for something, and then the other one is to allow notifications. So for
oh,
me, I didn't have the allow. I just had the I want. So
Ah, this is
it just ended up being a kind of a dead trigger. So make
okay.
sure if
So
you're a mod
you
to
have to
allow notification.
approve it in your own profile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
oh,
Um,
you denied permission.
that's why I didn't realize I had rickrolled, you know, 18 people. I thought I thought it was a total fail, but it was just I didn't get any of the notifications.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you can even get email notifications or yeah. So you can get in on the website directly, but you can also get the notifications to your email address that you used for login.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
used Discord, so then it yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Um, if you can help us kind of just walk through how to do a post and
Yes.
all of that, that'd be fantastic.
Let's do this. I mean, whenever you maybe not so late, but we can maybe do something in your evening, in my morning, Friday or something like this. We can we can do a walkthrough in discourse, create some posts, and create also some polls or something. Yeah.
Okay, so what time are you thinking on Friday?
For me, it's always cool. I mean, your afternoon, evening is always good for me.
Let's say, what do you think about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Andy?
The times that we always used for the Twitter Spaces. That should that should really work very well for me. Remember what
What time? Can't
I did?
remember what time that.
That was always like 9 p.m. New York time.
Okay, yeah, because that's 8 p.m. my time, I guess.
Does it work for you, Andy?
That puts me at 7 p.m. I mean, we could do
It,
that. So
it
6 p.m. then your time, Andy? Or would.
yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
As
I'll have
Yeah.
to check with the wife, but I think I can do
Yeah, cool.
that.
yeah,
I'm flexible.
I
We
mean,
can also
so
do an hour
six
earlier or later or up to you. Yeah.
7 o'clock is better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so one hour later would work better for me too, which would be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard
Yeah.
Time.
That's
And
10 a.m. morning for me. That's beautiful.
okay, cool. Yeah, perfect.
So what was the date again?
That is Friday. Basically, for me, it's Saturday already, but it's Friday afternoon US.
um, I yeah. What we could do is maybe record the session and send it to Werner, because otherwise,
Yes.
I think we're asking
Yeah,
him in
for
the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, Werner, for you,
Uh,
it's a bad
that's
time.
going to be night.
No.
Oh, oh wait,
Well,
it's
Werner,
Friday,
we all know you're gonna
Friday
be
evening. Wait,
you'll be
I'm
wide
little.
awake.
It's very late
What time
evening
is
for
it?
you, I
What
think.
time is it for me?
Just getting back from the club. That'll be good.
Yes.
What
That's basically 3 o'clock in the night or something like this for you.
Oh no,
No. Yeah.
no. I would have gone with 1 a.m., but 3 is bad. No.
Yeah. Now we can record it.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I'm not going. I don't. You don't need to record it. Just
Mhm.
write
Yeah.
some minutes and so, and
Yeah.
read it.
We'll go
That's
through it.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll wake you up. Don't worry.
Mhm.
But maybe it would be good to have a recording as well for like for people to see step by step how to actually do the post.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I think we're gonna record it, and then anyway, I'll do another one for all the guides and things where we'll do with a screencast, um, with a little bit explanation also for users how to do this. Yeah, but to go through the flow and test out some stuff, we'll just record it and see if we can use part of that for later. Yeah.
Yeah, I could also help you with like making the document with the screenshots. Like maybe if I just look at the recording, I could also like help out with like getting the screenshots from the
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all. Like
steps.
you said, it's always good to have a recording already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Um, Excellent. Do we have something else to chat or any questions or something?
I have prepared also because you remember last time we said that it would be good to have the emergency proposal flow also as a PDF in this infographic.
Mm-hmm.
So I did suggest a version. I don't know if you want to go through it now or if I should maybe, if it's better maybe to post the PDF in the channel like last time so people can have a look and make comments until next time.
What does everybody think?
I'm fine for going through it and then reviewing it.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah, Asa, show
I
it,
think
huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Let me...
So do you see now my Canva?
It's slowly coming. Not yet. Nope.
And team boxes.
Just thinking.
Oh. Let me know when it appears.
Um, Come on, Asa, what's going on with your internet?
Yeah, wait, let me
Yeah,
end it
stop
and
it and
try
try it
again.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, can you see now?
There we go.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So should I zoom in a little bit or is it fine? Can you read?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah? Okay, so basically I did the same that I've done with the different phases, but just with the emergency proposal flow. So I'll just go through quickly so we don't have to take so much time. Basically, I've used the text from the doc that we have been working on together, the Google Doc. So I write that an emergency proposal starts directly in phase 2, and in case it gets enough support, it is implemented as a phase 3 vote event during the 7-day cooldown period of the decision it seeks to stop. And the first step is that the proposals or emergency proposal submitter creates a post in the governance forum tagged with the emergency proposal. And there you have to describe the exact reasons why the result of the ongoing vote it aims to cancel should not be implemented. And it should also contain the link to the phase 3 vote announcement of the vote that it seeks to cancel. Then it is up to the moderator to review this and see that it fulfills the acceptance requirement. And then it will be implemented in phase 2. And It is the responsibility of the emergency proposal submitter to inform the community about this emergency proposal and try to get support for it. And when it when it reaches 200 votes, it is successful. This is within 48 hours, but I put this here under in the requirements, and also here with this arrow that if an emergency proposal doesn't reach 200 votes in favor of the option yes, do not execute proposal and number of unique identifier, within 4 hours it is moved to the archive. And yeah, as per the document, it was mentioned that it is the emergency proposal submitter that creates the participation event for the phase 3 vote in GitHub. I know that we discussed this a little bit for the normal proposals last time, so let me know if it is someone else that should be responsible for creating this, but for now I put that it's the emergency proposal submitter.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a successful proposal if the option yes, do not execute proposal number receives a simple majority, which is 50% plus one of the votes. And yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing missing would be it needs to be it needs to receive 50% plus one votes and also a higher participation than the Firefly vote that it wants to cancel.
Oh yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
That's the only thing
Then
that's yeah.
then the vote that it is trying to cancel.
Yeah, so basically that we
Yeah.
know that more people have submitted their vote in favor of the emergency move than uh, for the original proposal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Thanks. I will add that.
And
Just to be clear, this is not like there is a code problem emergency where we want to have that move much faster, right? This is just
Yeah, because
this is a proposal. This is
yeah.
a proposal. This is like a, let's call it an Uber counter proposal.
Yes, because we won't have any code votes currently in this whole thing. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's not something that is really requiring immediate super fast action to avoid loss of funds or something, because with our governance will not bring us in any situation where we have immediate fund or security risks at hand there. Yeah.
Good.
um,
Thank you.
the yeah, okay, cool. I would maybe just put the emergency proposal participation event for phase 3. I think if we just keep the mods and the admins doing that, we talked about yesterday, like, I doubt it, but I could see it happening. If the proposer does it, it could be like, oops, by mistake, I changed the wording, which
Yeah.
we really want that wording to not change.
Mm.
Um,
I mean,
and
it will always need to be checked by the mods, but in the end, if they're checking it,
sure.
then of course we can also say they can just do it quickly themselves. Yeah. But then in the end, if then do the mods do something, and then the proposer says, "Oh, this is not what I wanted. Actually, you made a mistake there. So I want to avoid being the mods in a position where they are responsible for errors or something like this." Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's half one, half the other. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess to me, it'd be nice if, like, whatever precedence we'll go with. Like, if the phase, like a regular phase 2, then the proposer creates the participation event and the mods check it, okay, or the mods and admins create the participation event.
Mhm.
Uh,
Um, yeah, let's look through this again, and we can adjust if we feel, or we can add a passage in that.
Yeah, and
we,
One thing I also just remembered is we decided that we were going to do slight alterations with different parts of the proposals so that we can tell if we're a stage one or phase one, phase two, phase three, or phase emergency.
Yeah,
Um,
It,
like with the colors, you mean?
yeah, with the colors or
ah,
the
yes.
lines or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The
Exactly. That
final
would be fun as well.
graphics,
Maybe.
fine
Yeah,
tuning.
Okay,
and the
just just
emergency could be red, maybe.
Mm.
yeah, I just wanted to remember that since it's not annotated.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
definitely that will come.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Cool. I think it's
Um,
great.
Okay.
nicey nice. Looks good, yeah. I think
Yeah. Then I just have
this
like
will be
a
really
requirements.
will be a really useful tool. In the end, we will figure out most people will only read Asa's slides, and nobody will read the 38 pages governance book. But we have it all defined. So if anybody ever will ask a question, we can say, "Oh, that's in section 4.7 on page 27." You will find your answer there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Um, very cool. Should we wrap it up for today? Um, and see us again on Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday, 5 p.m. CEST. Yeah, and until then, I'm gonna have the text of the counter proposal finished because really nice that we cleared this up. I was kind of maybe it was also my Corona brain that I really didn't get it correctly, but now I think it's really clear. We're gonna add this, and then really I think we are on the finish line. Then we would love to have. I know it's a hard task and nobody has a lot of time, but have some people really read through the whole doc again, even if it's really long. And yeah, then we can prepare our first outreach to the community information campaign thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Uh, I,
So I will add this in the channel as well. This infographic for people to provide feedback after
Yeah.
adding this about the that it needs to also have higher participation than the vote it's trying to cancel.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
n- will this graphic be the scrolling graphic? This will be kind of on the front page of Discourse, so that it's also in multiple places. Is that the thought process?
We can definitely put it there. Yeah. Yeah. We'll basically we'll have a whole section of let's say FAQ or help section for the governance process, and this slide should be very prominent placed there because they have everything that you normally need to get along in the process. Um, just for specific things, you will need to look into the whole framework document, which might be more used by the mods if we have specific pain points where we really want to say, okay, this is defined here. But I think for most people, the graphic is basically enough what they need.
Just a quick question, like to integrate this about the counter proposals, the runoffs, would
Mhm.
you suggest maybe that it's also an annex, like a separate for that, or that it's included in the phase flow?
You mean for your graphic or?
Yeah, exactly.
Depends if it would fit into the phase two frame, but I doubt actually it seems to be a bit too much text to put it there. So it might be something that can be an extra slide.
Yeah, like this one, like an annex.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Amazing, everybody. Okay, so I'll thank everyone for being again part of this whole thing. And yeah, see you again on Thursday.
All right. See everyone.
Alrighty,
Everyone,
everyone.
thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.